of it. To let you all know right off the top, this book has been written from us melanated people, writing our occurrences and our experiences that we've had with the universe in stone, and the Europeans came later. After studying with us, they came back with guns and murdered us all and stole our knowledge that we had in stone and wrote it in this book and used this book as a tool to go around the world and perpetuate their pillage and their plundering in the name of their white God. Everybody on this earth knows that's what you guys have done. We all know it. So we're not going to waste a lot of time trying to act like that's not the case when we all know it damn well is the case. Always have been the case, but will not always be the case. Okay? Now listen, it says, I know thy works, and I know thy labor and thy patience, and how thou canst not bear thou which are evil, and thou hast tried them which say they are apostles, and are not, and hast found them liars, and hast borne and hast patience, and for my name's sake hast labored, and hast not fainted. Nevertheless, that's the Son speaking, as human son. Okay? That's what the Son, that is the Son speaking. Unto the angels, and to the angel of the church. Okay, that's what's going on. This is something that these guys have taken and plagiarized and turned into the concept of a man, Jesus Christ, talking to the preachers in churches. And we know for a fact that all these preachers in these churches would screw these young girls in a heartbeat or screw other men. Okay, they doing drugs, they steal money, they eat pork. So you know they're not angels. Unto the angel of the church of Ephesus, right? These things said he that holdeth the 7 stars in his right hand. So they saying that someone is writing to the preachers of these churches. And he's saying, thou hast borne and hast patience, and for thy name's sake hast labored and hast not fainted, meaning just dealing with the troublesome masses of sinners. The diligence at you collecting all that money. Okay? Nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee, because thou hast left thy first love. Remember therefore from whence thou art fallen, and repent and do the first works, or else I will come unto thee quickly, and will remove thy candlesticks out of his place, except thou repent. But this thou hast not. Thou hatest the deeds of the Nicolaitans, which I also hate. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the tree of life, which is in the midst of the paradise of God. So now, all of this revelation stuff is pretty much not to be understood to be the true occurrence of how things will be. Okay, Babylon has fallen and this and that is the reason that someone could write the Bible and tell you that's going to happen is because they know they're going to manipulate a financial system that's based on a belief system anyway. Because if they can get you to believe there's some value in this financial system, then they could likewise get you to believe that there's no value in it also. Either way, they manipulate you. Because see, when somebody can tell you you have $1 million in the bank, you have $1 million in the bank. But then if they turn around in 2 weeks and tell you you don't have $1 million in the bank because the country folded, which made the people who backed up your money not be able to back you up, so your money is garbage now, you can see where the bankers are just taking advantage of their power as bankers. They can manipulate the powers, the wealth structure at the drop of a dime. So what that really means is that it's proof right there that we are governed off of a system of privileging and deprivileging. Because when the banks tell the large masses of everybody else that they have folded and they can't afford to give you your money, I guarantee you that the bankers that own the bank is not going to lose any money. Because they're going to just be the people who benefit from telling the dying masses that we're not giving you your money because we're just not. Because we're gangsters and you can't do shit about it. And you never had any money anyway. The only thing you had was us privileging you and using you to do our bidding, because we knew as long as we gave you the fat paychecks that we gave you, you would overlook the disturbing ritual that you were performing that you knew would make hundreds of elderly people not receive their medication this month, yet you did it anyway just so you could receive your $600 per week salary paycheck. And you, being a person that went to school, never wanted to have to be the person that make those decisions, but it's so hard to find a job, and it's easy for you to stoop morally and do this ungodly deed because you justify doing it by convincing yourself that you have to pay your rent. Which brings me back to my confessing of my sleeping in a vacant house for 6 months so that I could elude having to be under the circumstances of corporate harassment that will make you do unfriendly ritualization to the environment and to all the recipients of the environment. So since we have a world that is saturated with jobs that make us have to perform destructive rituals on one another, sometimes you can find a light that shineth within that can give you exclusion from the rat race just long enough to ride the winter out. And though this might seem to others as if you are a bum or a loser or a deadbeat, you yourself know how to appreciate peace of mind and meditation and not rushing every day to go put up with a bunch of idiocy that makes you age and croak eventually, only to get a paycheck that's only going to be allowed to get you to eat, to pay bills, and go to work. So you literally be a slave. Or you be a conscious person who wants to remember what you were sent here to the earth to do, and that is to make a change for the many of children that you can see walking to school today with their little backpacks. And you can just ask yourself the question, what kind of world am I going to leave for this small child? So you can read the book of Revelation that someone else reveals to you their description of the last days. And you can believe that word for word if you want to. It's up to you. Peace and blessings. This is Asara Harak Day. Wishing you all a good night. Thanks for watching. And I shall return. Peace and blessings.